And Santos, overall, with these valuations, as you say, there's a bit of correction, but tech valuations certainly still very high overall. Do you think we're going to see a lot more tech IPOs next year?
Yeah, and that's what we follow at Manhattan Venture Partners. We follow the private companies very closely. I think the whole trend will continue. It'll be a much more healthier environment in 2015. You'll see some of the bubbles, so to speak, that you talk about will come off. You'll see some reasonable valuations, and I see quite a few themes playing out in 2015. You can see a streaming business, streaming music like a Spotify, or e-commerce international businesses like a Flipkart or a Coupang in the Korean business. Then also you can see some big data plays like Palantir. So I see a number of themes playing out in 2015 as well.
Do you think investors have warmed up to the idea of investing in Chinese IPOs? Because it was just a couple of years ago where many times U.S. investors would say, there's still a lot of transparency issues around Chinese companies that list on the U.S. stock exchange, on the stock exchanges. But now, given that Alibaba, with its success, have U.S. investors warmed up to the idea of investing in these names?
I think so. I agree with that. I mean, all the risks have been telegraphed very clearly. Everyone knows what they're getting into. But you really can't ignore the biggest market, biggest consumer market in the world. It's the biggest economy in the world, or getting there. It's growing the fastest. So you really can't ignore that. And some of the best ways to play that market is Alibaba and a few other names. So I think investors they know the risks that they're getting into, and they have warmed up to the Chinese players.
Santos, as we look ahead to 2015, what are you thinking is looking more attractive, the growthier end of the tech market or the traditional end of the tech market with a little bit cheaper valuations?
I think the traditional will do very well because they're coming off some low base, and they're really going on fundamentals. There's a good outlook for all of them, like the Microsofts, and Google should pick up also again, and Apple has its own issues, but their product line and all that. So I think if that comes to fruition, that again has a lot of growth ahead. But I think it's going to be a combination of both. It's going to be the traditional tech stocks that'll do well, and you'll see some good names, private names with good, reasonable valuations come to market next year.